Hello friends, welcome to Jiku Diaries to look at what is in store in this ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024, including looking ahead to tonight's India versus Canada, India's last Group A match to be played in Lauderhill, Florida. First and most importantly, USA, the joint hosts, became the second team from Group A to make it to the Super 8. That leaves with only two more teams, one each in Group 1 and Group 2, to be confirmed for the Super 8 after USA joined South Africa, Australia, India, Afghanistan, and the West Indies in the next stage of this tournament. United States of America will play in Group 2 alongside South Africa, West Indies, and hopefully England. That means Pakistan are officially eliminated from the tournament following their two losses, including a shock defeat at the hands of USA, the match that they lost in the super over, and also losing to India by 6 runs. Their only win came against Canada, while they have one match left to play against Ireland on Sunday, IST 8 pm. Pakistan's batsmen were disappointing and have to blame themselves for not putting up the performances they are reputed for. It was only their bowling that kept them in the hunt, while their batsmen did not complement the bowlers, that is. For a team that was able to play in this T20 World Cup only because it was the co-host and not by going through the qualifying procedure, USA cricket team is now here to stay, at least till the next T20 World Cup that will be held in 2026 in India and Sri Lanka in the first quarter of that calendar year. What USA's qualification for the Super 8 in this year's World Cup has done, by virtue of their match against Ireland in Florida last night IST being a washout due to rain and wet outfield, is that they have received direct entry into the next edition of the 2020 World Cup, that is 20 months away, which is scheduled from February 8 to March 8, 2026. The top 8 teams from this edition will get direct entry into the next edition of the T20 World Cup. And since India and Sri Lanka are the hosts, they get direct entry irrespective of their position in this edition. They will be joined by the Super 8 teams from this edition. As India finish in the top 8, that is, they are already in the Super 8, you can count India out, and that is because Sri Lanka and India get direct entry into the tournament as co-hosts. They will be joined by the top 8 teams from this edition, that is, who get automatically qualified. And since India finish in the Super 8, the best 3 teams, other than the ones already qualified from the men's T20I team rankings, will qualify for the tournament. The remaining 8 teams will be decided by the regional qualifiers, consisting of 2 teams from Africa, Asia, and Europe, and 1 team each from the Americas and the East Asia Pacific regions. This is how the qualification process has been for quite some time, nothing new in that. Anyway, senior USA player and stand-in captain Aaron Jones said after the USA-Ireland match was abandoned even without a toss taking place, and I start quotes, "It's a big thing for us. Over the last couple of years, we have been speaking about playing in the World Cup, playing more games against the full member nations and stuff like that. And here we are doing it right now. And obviously, qualifying for the Super 8s is really good. Not only for us right now in the moment, but I think we'll qualify for the 2026 World Cup as well. So I think it's a big thing for us, really good for us, and not only for us, but the fans around America as well. We really appreciate them for sure, and not only for the fans but for the younger generation in America as well. Is really good. Close quotes. Later today, India take on Canada in their last Group A match. If at all, it is allowed to take place by the weather. The match holds no significance as whether India lose or win, they are confirmed A1 in Super 8 and are in Group 1 along with Australia, Afghanistan, and most probably Bangladesh being the fourth team to join them as the second team from Group D, that is. When while whether India play with the same 11 that won the three matches for them in Group A, or whether it is tempted to give some of those who have not got a chance in the previous matches but only got to play in the warm-up match against Bangladesh before the tournament remains to be seen. Whether Jasprit Bumrah will be rested, keeping in mind the workload management and what is in store ahead in the Super 8 and beyond. Whether Kuldeep Yadav will be given a chance, and if at all, who he replaces, whether he replaces one of the two left-arm spinning all-rounders or a medium pacer, whether Yashasvi Jaiswal comes in to open with Rohit Sharma and Kohli is pushed to his original number 3 slot, even though the team management has made it clear that Rohit and Kohli will be opening and that the openers' slots are fixed, and it's only from number 3 and down that the batting position can be floated around. It's all anybody's guess, and we can only be sure once the match begins, and if at all the weather permits, and also whether Rishabh Pant is given a rest and Sanju Samson comes in so that the players who have warmed the benches in the first 3 matches get some match time and are ready whenever the opportunity arises in the more important stages of this tournament. Like yesterday's USA versus Ireland match being a washout, the forecast in Florida for today is not so great, even though it did not rain on Friday night, according to information received from friends who are there. But then, even as rain stopped yesterday, there were multiple inspections by the umpires as the outfield was soggy and not fit even for a shortened match. With thunderstorm in spots expected early on Saturday morning local time, and for a cloudy and humid morning, the match is scheduled for a 10:30 a.m. start local time in Florida, which is 8 p.m. IST later today. India and Canada, both the teams, will be hoping for some game time, with India especially wanting some match practice going into the Super 8. India's first Super 8 match is on June 20 against Afghanistan to be played in Barbados. 8 p.m. start it is. Early today, IST that is, New Zealand already eliminated, won their first match in this competition, winning by 9 wickets against a lowly Uganda in Tarouba, Trinidad. Their bowlers came good, combining to dismiss the African nation for only 40 runs in 18.4 overs. The Kiwis knocked off the runs in 5.2 overs, losing opener Finn Allen in the process. However, another shock was on the cards when Nepal, chasing 116, were on course and needed 8 runs off the last over, bowled by South African medium pacer Otneil Bartman. They needed 2 of the last ball to win, but a run out with Gulshan Jha of Nepal looking to plonk the bat into the crease and not drag it in and even stretch. He was run out in the process, giving South Africa a win by just 1 run. Had he stretched and dragged his bat into the crease, he could have made it and taken the match into the super over, but that was not to be. So South Africa were saved from the embarrassment of losing to an associate nation. South Africa, by defending 115, now have 2 victories, defending successfully the lowest targets in ICC Men's T20 World Cups. The earlier one came in this tournament against Bangladesh when they defended 114 target to win by 4 runs. South Africa, with 4 wins in their Group D matches, go into the Super 8 with a clean slate, though they did face some anxious moments. Before Nepal, they struggled to win against the Netherlands. South African batsmen, a majority of them who have got good experience, match time in the IPL before the World Cup, could not adjust to the slow nature of the surface and have been inconsistent. If it was David Miller in one match, it was Heinrich Klaasen in the other, while against Nepal it was opener Reza Hendricks who did a majority of the scoring with help from Tristan Stubbs. This inconsistent batting from South Africa will not help them any way in the Super 8, where they will be up against some of the stronger opponents, much stronger than what they faced in Group D. In other matches to come, England face Namibia with the aim of winning and taking 2 points. It is very important for England to win, England being the defending champions. England take on Namibia in Antigua in a 10:30 p.m. start tonight IST, and hope that Australia put it across Scotland in St. Lucia tomorrow morning 6 a.m. start. The defending champions have to win if they have to enter the Super 8. In the event of Namibia winning against England, of course England are out, and Scotland will join Australia in that case from Group B in Super 8, irrespective of the Australia-Scotland result. Even if England-Namibia match does not have an outright result and the teams take 1 point each, it's curtains for the defending champions England. For England to go through, like I mentioned, they must win and Scotland must lose. And also, they ensure that their net run rate is better than Scotland. As of now, England's net run rate is plus 3.081, whereas Scotland's is plus 2.164. On Sunday local time, 8 p.m. that is, Pakistan-Ireland match in Florida is of no consequence as both the teams have been eliminated, while in St. Vincent on Monday morning 5 a.m. start IST, Bangladesh take on Nepal with a victory for Bangladesh sealing their Super 8 spot. Bangladesh are favourites to win that match, but then, like Nepal showed it against South Africa, one can never be sure. Among the rest of the matches, that is Sri Lanka versus Netherlands on Monday 6 a.m. IST in St. Lucia, New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea on Monday 8 p.m. in Tarouba, Trinidad, and the last league match of the first round, Afghanistan versus West Indies in St. Lucia 8 p.m. IST, all hold no significance except for some teams playing for pride and other teams who are advancing to the Super 8, hoping to get some good match practice. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, hoping that there is some action at least in Florida in the India-Canada game, and with much more on the T20 World Cup. Take care, stay safe, have a nice day.